Hey there YouTube, welcome back to Get Wrenching. I'm your host Murray. As you can see, we got the hood open today on this 1996 K1500. We got a little problem with her running in the damp. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a sandwich and a beverage, and we're going to tear into this. So YouTube, we got a couple things we got to do to this old truck here today. For starters, we got a problem with it running when it's raining out. I noticed this yesterday. The wife's been complaining about it. Usually it was the throttle sticking a little bit. So I already had some intake cleaner and stuff I ran through this here about a month ago. I did buy another can. It's a seafoam type spray. I do have the spray too to clean the mass airflow sensor, which I usually do about once a year, but I ran out, so I went and grabbed another can. But with this style of Chev, the biggest problem is, and if any of you Chev owners have owned one of these know, is right there, the distributor cap and rotor button on these. They are known to fail. They're just prone for it. So that's the first thing I'm going to tear into first. Just check the basics. Then after that, if I don't find anything wrong, well, there'll be some more digging. But also too, I got to change the thermostat in here if I didn't mention that already. So, and also I got a sensor here for the computer for the temperature. So that way, just in case if that's screwed up, it might know. So let me get you in a little closer and we'll see what's inside this distributor cap. Sorry YouTube, I can't get you any closer. Let me see here. These little Torex screws that you usually strip out on these things, they're great. They're T15. Well, I've changed so many of these that I knew exactly what size it was. That's scary. So also YouTube land, as you can see here, these little screws here, if you don't have a magnetic bit, you should use one because these will disappear real quick. Trust me how I know this. I used to go to junkyards years ago. We worked on these a lot. You see one of these sitting there? You grabbed it. You went and grabbed some screws. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to go get something different for that back one. I'll be right back. Okay, YouTube, I'm back. I got my overpriced snap-on ratchet here that probably ain't going to work either. I usually don't hum these right up because I know what happens. Oh, I don't think this is going to fit very good. Yeah, I'm not off to a very good start today. I have to go start the old Dodge up, and she's got a fuel leak now. Great, add to the problems, as if I ain't got enough. And then this thing doesn't want to run right. And then the Jeep this morning, it's like, I should jack that front end up and check that out. Since that last little run we got. Well, now we got a caliper dragging. So now I got to figure that out. Great. Well, there, I'll get that screw out. Now we're going to see firsthand what the old distributor cap's going to look like now. What are your guys and gals' predictions going to be? Think it's going to look good, or is it going to look bad? It's 4 years old. Not many kilometers on it, really, though, in them 4 years. Oh, yeah. Of course. You see if we get this off here, or turn it. That would be better. Just turn. What's going on here now? Oh, that's what's going on. Spark plug wires. I'll be back with you two. Start date 11/29/2022. This distributor cap here, look, like you can't make this up. See the corrosion on that and the rust? You see it? Ain't that great? Well, there's one good thing about this is I believe I found the problem. Now it's gonna have the money to go get it. Let's see if Napa's got something. Well, YouTube, off to Napa we go. Make sure the radio's turned all the way down. Emergency brake off. Yeah, we'll take the old Jeep since that's the only vehicle I got running right now. So when I get back from Napa, hopefully I'll have a brand new distributor cap and not cost me an arm and a leg and my firstborn kid. So YouTube, new, old. Yeah, the button's got a little burn mark on it. That's normal. I probably could have got by with the button, but I usually like to buy as a match set. So this is the new one, and this is the old one. Yes, that is probably people are screaming at me in the camera. We could just scrape that off. No, screw that. Not doing that again. So yeah, so now what I'm going to do is clean the distributor up, give a little shot of WD down through there, you know, because obviously moisture is getting in there. I want to check their vent on these. I do remember when I replace this, there's a little vent. I'm going to make sure that's not plugged because that's usually what happens with some of these. Also, guys and gals, YouTube land, the prices of this stuff, I don't know if they put Greta tax on that or not, but
how dare you?
Man, I've never paid close to $100 for a cap and button before, but today I did. Boy, it's the way of the times. I don't like it. So YouTube, see what I've done around the cap here? Took a little bit of dielectric grease. I went around the whole cap just because where this is so expensive now. Oh, I don't want to have to come back in here, but maybe that little bit, I know dielectric grease is expensive, but maybe that little bit, like a little bead around it, might help seal from getting some moisture in. The little vent, I took a little bit of contact cleaner and gave it a little blow up through. Clear, so we'll try this. So I'll turn you guys and gals around. You can watch me struggle put this together. So here, YouTube, I got them all plugged in. Now it's time just to fire it up and see how it runs. So YouTube, we had some issues, and good thing I didn't hit record. So I went down to the building, grabbed my old distributor, which I replaced because you can see that they're like knife edges. They were done. But do you see what's going on this one? You see how that's split there? You see how that's split there? Well, these things are made of plastic. And when I ran this screw down in and went to go start the truck up, I heard a backfire. And I came back over and looked, this screw was out laying on top of the engine. And the truck was running like crap. I went over to go stop the camera. The camera wasn't recording. So down to the building I go to figure out what am I going to do. So I went down and grabbed that distributor, found them little stainless Robertson head screws I always talk about that I probably put in everything. Well, yeah, that's in there right now, and it's working great. So probably sometime down the road, I better keep my eyes peeled for a distributor. Usually, if I have machine screws with little nylocks, that's usually how I would do that, because I've done that before to the grades. Like it's quite common when they get old, get brittle. That's usually ends up happening. So now let's get on to draining some coolant, so that way we can take the throttle body off to be cleaned, and I'll show you how to do that. So YouTube, also, now we're getting ready to drain some coolant. This is the time, it would be a good time to check it to see if you're ready for winter. Especially here, we are already in the minus temperatures, and if you're doing a thermostat and you got to drain coolant, and if it's no good, what a better chance? Drain it. The only reason why I'm not draining mine completely is I just replaced it last year, so I'm going to test it, make sure it's okay, and I'll show you guys and gals at home how to do it. So YouTube, you grab this here, stick her in there, squeeze that, and let it fill itself right up. Grab the line to pinch it off. I'll bring you over here. Alrighty, let's see here. So you can see the ranges from minus 12 degrees Celsius, which is 10 degrees Fahrenheit, all the way up through to minus 43, minus 45. And you can see we're right up there. Here in Nova Scotia, we don't get that cold, but if I was out in Alberta, I'd definitely be worried that's, you know, not that great. Okay, YouTube, so what we're going to use here, my wife got me this for Christmas last year. We don't know if it works, so we're going to find out if it works, because I haven't had a real good excuse to. The only reason why I'm doing it this way, because I'd have to remove all this shroud, the bottom shroud. I'm not getting into that today. And also too, if any of you guys and girls ever drain the coolant on one of these Chevs, you know it runs all over the red support and just everywhere except the drain pan that you put underneath of it. So let's see if this thing works. And nope, it does not. Great. So let's see if we can continue doing it with this. It's going to be slow, tedious, but oh well. Hopefully get it down far enough. That's the next thing. If not, then I am not going to just do that in the first place. I got it working. They put the seals in backwards. Oh, ain't that nice? Oh, this won't take me forever now. Yep, just had to double check it. What a great Christmas present. I wish I had used this sooner. Who would have thought? Backwards O-rings. There, YouTube. I got that little tool to work. Works great. I should have tried that earlier because we thought it wasn't going to work, because I tried to pull some water, just water, and it wouldn't work. And I was sitting there looking at it going, the way the O-rings are orientated in that tool don't look right. Swap them around, work perfect. So I always carry a little coolant jug in the back of the truck just in case you ever had to get water. I do carry some water and coolant in the truck just in case you have a really major spill. So I use that empty jug just to put that in there until I'm done. So I'll get you guys and guys and gals set up and show you how to remove the thermostat. So anyway, guys and gals, this is where the thermostat is on a 350 Vortec. Right here. Looks like 9/16 or 14 mil. We'll take that off. And while that's off, I'll change this sensor. So I'll set you up and you can watch me rip this apart. Okay, YouTube, we got this all apart here now. Now we'll just rip that out. And there it is. So according to the wife, she said this thing was running pretty cool. And I noticed the other day when it was quite cold it was. So I'll grab the new one, we'll clean up the surface on this, get the sensor, and I'll bring it back and we'll install it. So YouTube, you can see I got that all cleaned up and the new sensor installed. And you can see I got that all cleaned up. A little razor blade and a little emery strip, give her a light rub. Don't need to be crazy because it's only aluminum. You just clean up any of the corrosion or any like silicone. There was a little bit of silicone there. I must have put a little skim over it just to make sure it didn't leak. But this style of thermostat, get out of the box here. Do this one-handed. It's got a little rubber O-ring seal on it. And this is good for 195 degrees Fahrenheit too, by the way, YouTube. So I'll put this in and I'll set you up so you can watch me struggle putting it in. Okay, YouTube, now I'm going to pour the coolant back in. We got everything all back together. Now, it's time to get the coolant filled up coolant and run it. Yeah, this not too bad of a day today, but 4 degrees Celsius out here. Getting a little cooler. Tomorrow's supposed to be 8, but it's going to be raining, I guess. So, what a better time for the truck to break down. Ha ha ha. And she'll gurgle. It'll take it all. Well, probably have to run it first. Get the block. Run it with the cap off. So you can get the air out. Hopefully it'll run better. Especially that new distributor cap and rotor button. I'm pretty sure that was 100% of the problem with the not running rate. And the low heat, I would say, is going to be this, because I always thought that the coolant, the temperature sender was gone. That's why I got both those sensors, and I replaced the one in the cylinder head. I didn't replace that one because that one's more for like your timing and, you know, other things, and it seemed to be running fine then. But the gauge was always down, so now I know it was stuck open. Hopefully we'll get her back up to where the operating temperature used to be. Also, YouTube, a hot engine is an efficient engine, believe it or not. So not running the proper temps, not good. Especially on the fuel injection engine. So we got about a quarter of a jug there, and I'll fire her up and we'll get her bled and I'll bring you back. Okay, YouTube, first thing you want to do, turn that dial all the way to the windshield, turn your other dial all the way to the hot position, and turn your fan full blast. So that way your heater core can get the coolant circulating through it. And then you can check to see how your heating situation is. So YouTube, we got the air bled out of her. Finally, the gauge is pretty near bang on to where it was when I first bought the truck. And the heat, whew, it's hot. We got real good heat blowing out the ducts. No leaks underneath the hood. Things are starting to look up for me today. It's not been a very good day. Also, YouTube, get your trusty temperature gun here. This is in Fahrenheit, by the way. There's what we're running at right now. I usually just point it on the part of the cylinder head where I can get away from the exhaust and what have you. And that's what she's reading right now. So she's already circulated. She'll get up to 195, 196, circulate, drop right back down. So now I'm going to shut the truck off, take the mass airflow sensor off, and show you how to clean that. I was going to clean the throttle body, but that's still pretty clean. I may run my can of seafoam spray through the throttle body. I might not, because that stuff's quite expensive. I just did that here about a month ago, so I'm going to try cleaning the mass airflow sensor and see where that takes us. It's not that I'm being lazy, it's just that stuff's a lot of money. And me finding that distributor cap, the mess it was in, and this not running up the proper temperature, we could have had a combo of crap going on. So YouTube, you're probably asking yourself, Murray, why are you cleaning the mass airflow sensor? Well, I put on one of these, oil-contained cold air intakes. So what happens is the oil that you spray on this filter will leach down through the pipe, come out through, get on these little heated wires, and cause the engine to run like crap, and give you horrible gas mileage, give you hard starting. The list just goes on and on. So we'll take this back off. Oh, and by the way, this is the mass airflow sensor. Snap that hose off like so. And then, oh, great. And then, because you can tell this is not factory. This is from Air Reed. Not saying that their intakes are no good, but just, I don't know. I was young and dumb when I bought that. Didn't know no better and thought, oh, great. Performance. Yeah, boy, was I wrong. Okay, yeah. Right on. Come on. There we go. So there it is, YouTube. You can see the little thin wires here, up top. So all we're going to do is we're going to point her in this direction, away from us. We're going to use this Kinflow mass airflow sensor cleaner, which this stuff is not cheap. Oh, one hand at trying to get the cap off that isn't easy either. All you do is just take that and spray it off and let it dry. This stuff evaporates quick, as you can see. Then I'll turn around this way. I'll give it another dose that way. And you don't touch these, YouTube. Don't blow no air on them. Whatever pressure's in this can is suffice for that. Give it another little dose that way. And just let it set and dry the atmosphere. Just that easy, YouTube. So I'll get this reinstalled. We'll go for a little rip, see how this is going to be. And if I got to come back and do the seafoam spray, we'll do that. So there you are, YouTube. It's been a couple days. Everything has been working great. It rained yesterday, or I should say the night before, and everything was wet in the morning. I got up, started the truck up, no problem, no hesitating, not revving up and down and going crazy. You did see in that video something happened there with the dash. The gauges all went bleep and then came back on and check engine light was on. You'll see that in another upcoming video. So, heat's also blowing really good. Can't ask for any better. So that's going to conclude it for me here today, YouTube. If you like what you saw, think will give me a thumbs up. If you really like what you saw, how about a subscribe? It's free. No money, no contracts. Just hit that little button, click, subscribe. Be great. And if you don't like what you see, you can unsubscribe. It's that easy. No commitments whatsoever. Also, ring that bell so that way you don't miss any of my new upcoming content, especially guys and gals out there in YouTube world. I have a Jeep to work on. I have a first-gen Dodge, this OBS Chevy, my oval RA, plus off-roading videos and drag racing coming up, hopefully in the spring. So If you guys or gals do this as a profession or just as a hobby, just remember to stay safe and get wrenching. We'll see you next time.